What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another video. Today we'll be doing a Gemini Jets airport update of Honolulu International Airport. We do have a few new models in this airport update, and we will dive straight into it. Starting off with this United Boeing 777-200ER. This is in the new colors and is departing for a flight out to Denver. Second in line for departure, we do have this Japan Airlines Boeing 767-300ER. This will be pulling onto the runway as soon as the United aircraft takes off, and it'll be heading out to Osaka. Third in line for departure here, we have the Alaska Boeing 737-900ER. This is in the particular honoring those who serve livery. Very gorgeous livery. This will be taking off for a flight out to Anchorage. Just pulling off the runway here, we have the Atlas Air Boeing 747-8. Very gorgeous livery, and this does come included with the Interact version, so you can open the nose cone and some of the cargo compartments. That's just arrived in from Riverside, which is a Amazon Prime destination, but they are partners. So as I mentioned, this just arrived in from Riverside. Moving right along to our cargo section, we have the UPS services, Boeing 747-8. This just arrived in from Osaka and is currently offloading the cargo, and will be heading back out to Osaka in about 2 hours. Just pulling into the gate here, we have the FedEx 777 freighter. This is arriving in from Auckland and will be heading out to Los Angeles. Moving right along to Terminal 1, we have this Hawaiian Airbus A330-200. This just pulled into the gate as it just arrived in from Seattle and will be heading back out to Seattle in about 2 hours. Moving on to the next aircraft, we have the ANA Airbus A380 in the flying Honu livery. This is the orange one to be exact. It's currently loading on passengers and fuel before it heads out to Osaka. Moving right along, we do have this Japan Airlines 787-9 Dreamliner. This aircraft just arrived in from Osaka and will be heading out to Tokyo Narita in about an hour's time. The final aircraft at Terminal 1 here is this Hawaiian Airbus A330-200 loading on passengers as well as the catering service before it heads out to New York JFK. Next, we will be moving on to the Inter-Island Terminal for Hawaiian Airlines. Our first aircraft here is the Hawaiian 717 in the old livery. This aircraft just arrived in from Lihue and will be pushing back shortly for a flight out to Kona. The second aircraft in line is this Hawaiian 717 in the new livery. This just pulled into the gate as it arrived in from Kona and will be heading out to Kahului in about 10 minutes. And this final Hawaiian 717 will be heading out to MileHigh in about 20 minutes, and then it'll fly back to Honolulu. Moving on to Terminal 2, also known as the Middle Concourse, we have this Hawaiian Airbus A321neo. This aircraft is in the new livery, and it just arrived in from San Diego, and will be heading out to Long Beach. Moving right along to our next aircraft, we have the Alaska 737-900 More to Love livery, which, if you are not aware, that is the combination between Alaska and Virgin America when they did merge. A absolutely gorgeous livery. Anyway, the passengers are boarding this aircraft, as well as the baggage is getting loaded on before it heads out to Seattle. The next aircraft we have here is the American Airbus A321 in the Stand Up to Cancer livery, which is a very neat livery. It just pulled into the gate as it arrived in from Los Angeles and will be heading back out to Los Angeles very soon. Moving right along, we do have this United Boeing 757-200. This is in the Her Artier livery, particularly the California one, which is a absolutely gorgeous livery. That's just pulled into the gate as it arrived in from San Francisco and will be heading out to Denver. It is a little bit weird to see, but Hawaiian Airlines has kind of shifted over to the middle terminal a little bit. I have seen up to 3 A330s parked here, so I decided to incorporate one into this airport update. So here we have the Hawaiian Airbus A330-200 offloading the cargo as it just arrived in from Orlando, and will be heading out to Austin. Moving on to our next aircraft, we have the Delta 767-300. This aircraft is without the winglets, unfortunately. Delta doesn't really fly the one without winglets anymore. But this aircraft will be heading out to Osaka. It is currently loading on the passengers as well as the cleaning crew. Another change to the middle terminal is Southwest Airlines. Currently, Southwest Airlines is using the middle terminal as well as the hard stands because they are so successful here at Honolulu. So right here we do have the Southwest 737-800 loading on the passengers and crew by the air stairs, and you can see the baggage is getting loaded on before it heads out to Oakland. And our second Southwest aircraft is the 737 MAX 8. This is offloading the passengers as well as offloading the baggage as it just arrived in from San Diego, California. And the final aircraft for the middle terminal is this Hawaiian Airbus A321neo in the new livery, loading on the passengers as well as getting fueled up and catered before it heads out to San Jose. We do have one taxiing aircraft right here between Terminal 2 and 3, which is the Sun Country Boeing 737-800 in the new livery, also known as the Tide Pod livery. It just arrived in from Minneapolis, St. Paul, and will be heading back out to Minneapolis, St. Paul. The first aircraft we have over at Terminal 3 is the Philippine Airlines Airbus A330-300. This aircraft is in the new livery, of course, and is offloading the passengers and getting catered for the next flight out to Manila in about 30 minutes. The second aircraft we have at Terminal 3 is an interesting one. I did see the American 777-300 flying to Charlotte from Honolulu, which is quite an interesting flight because I wouldn't think the demand is that high from Charlotte, but it is. So right here we have this American 777-300 heading out to Charlotte in about 30 minutes. It'll be pushing back very soon. And then next up we have this United 787-9 Dreamliner. The Dreamliner is such a gorgeous aircraft and I love to see it at Honolulu, but this will be heading out to Denver. Back when they did retire or temporarily retire the 777-200, after the engine accident, they were flying the Dreamliner to Denver, which was super cool. The final aircraft at Terminal 3 is this United 777-300ER in the new livery. This aircraft just arrived in from Chicago ORD and will be heading back out there very soon. That does conclude today's airport update of Honolulu International Airport. I hope you guys did enjoy. And if you did end up liking this video, please consider leaving a like as well as subscribing to the channel, as we do have a lot of good content on the way. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Also, I'd like to say I do have a new trip report coming out soon, as well as another trip planned for September. So I will be trying to release as many trip reports as I can, because those are just awesome and fun to make. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.